Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you people are doing good in your home and studying well. Students, as we have started your microeconomics chapters, the first chapter we have already discussed. Now we are discussing the consumer's behavior, consumer's equilibrium. Okay, so for that basically we have first of all discussed about the utility concept, and in that we have discussed that what is the utility and how it works. Okay, what is the function, what is total utility, what is marginal utility, that all we have discussed. So after that, what is what is the relation between the TU and MU, we have already discussed that all. If any confusion you can ask me in the discussion box. Let's just proceed to the next clip. Okay.
Law of diminishing marginal utility. The law explains that as a consumer consumes more and more units of a particular commodity, the utility derived from each extra unit consumed goes on diminishing. The assumptions to this law are: single commodity is consumed at a time. Consumer is rational in his behavior. Commodity consumed is homogeneous. Commodity is consumed in continuity. Income of the consumer remains the same. Commodity is measurable cardinally. Constant marginal utility of money. Diminishing marginal utility. Utility is addictive. Character of the consumer does not change. No change in fashion, taste, or preferences. No change in the price of the commodity and its substitutes. Commodity is divisible.
Okay, students. So now the next theory is here. So it is the law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay. So for learning this, see, there is first a statement that what is this theory is all about. Okay. What is the law is all about, and now there are certain assumptions. Okay. What is assumption? Assumptions are the conditions that we are assuming that this all things exist, and afterwards only we are drawing this law. Okay, that if the statement is there, so this statement is applicable with this all certain conditions. Okay, so first of all it is saying here that law of diminishing marginal utility is what it is: as a consumer consumes more and more units of a particular commodity, the utility derived from each extra unit consumes goes on diminishing. As I have given you the example of Golgappas or Gupchup. Okay, so I have given you the example that first unit, okay, which you will take. So that will give you the highest satisfaction, and that we will measure in terms of utilities in the term utils. Okay, so that is what it is saying, that as many more we will add, okay, for the consumption of the same unit. Okay, so that will leads to what, that our utility will after a certain time it will decrease. Okay, what are the assumptions? Let's just discuss that all so that this concept will be more clear to you all. Okay, so the first one it is saying that single commodity is consumed at a time. So when we are saying about this law and we are deriving anything, so it is like the first assumption is what, that we are talking about the same single quantity. We are not saying about the 2-3 different goods. So it is only about a single good or single commodity. एक ही यूनिट है जिसका कंजम्पशन हम अलग अलग मतलब यूनिट्स को हम बार बार कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं, उसके नंबर्स बढ़ा रहे हैं, बट वो जो कमोडिटी है वो बस एक ही है. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल एज वी आर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट द गोलगप्पास, सो हियर व्हाट दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ओनली द गोलगप्पास. गोलगप्पा के नंबर बढ़ जाएंगे बट वही चीज रहेगी. ओके, the second one it is saying consumer is rational in behavior. Okay, so that means what, the consumers are rational, they are logical. Okay, third condition it is saying commodity consumed is homogeneous. Okay, homogeneous is of same nature. Okay, that means what, consumer जो भी कमोडिटी कंज्यूम कर रहा है वो एक ही नेचर का रहेगा, अलग अलग नहीं होगा। ओके, देन इट इज सेइंग दैट income of the consumer remains same. So while we are deriving this law, so we are assuming that the income of the consumer is also same. It is not even decreasing, not even increasing. Okay, whatever the earning, the income is there with the consumer while consuming this good will be remain same. Okay, then it is saying that the commodity is measurable cardinally. Okay, I have given you the concept about the cardinal utility and the ordinal utility. So when we are saying about the cardinal utility, that means what, that according to cardinal utility, what is the definition, that utility or the satisfaction can be measurable in numbers. Okay, so that is what it is saying here, that the commodity satisfaction can be measured, okay, in numbers. Cardinally means countable in numbers. Okay, now it is saying constant marginal utility of money. That means what, that the utilization of money is also constant, we are assuming here. Okay, next it is saying diminishing marginal utility. That is saying about the satisfaction, that as more and more golgappas you will eat, so after 5-6 units of that golgappa, your satisfaction level will be like, you are like feeling fulfilled, and then the satisfaction level will be like decreasing. So that is only nothing but the diminishing marginal utility, कि हमारा जब मन भर जाता है तो उसके बाद हमें लगता है कि बस अब हो गया. So that feeling is expressed here as of diminishing marginal utility. Okay, now it is saying utility is additive. Utility हम add कर सकते हैं. Of course, in the previous video we have seen that how we will find the TU and MU. Okay, so for finding additional unit, okay, additional satisfaction derived from one unit. Okay, like how much satisfaction I have derived when I have consumed the third unit of golgappa. So I will do what, that I will subtract it from the second. Okay, second minus 3. So that will give the result that how much I have got satisfied when I have consumed the third unit of golgappa. So that is why it is saying that utility is an additive thing. हम add कर सकते हैं. Then it is saying character of the consumer does not change. Okay, so that means what, the consumer's behavior also remains constant. It also not change. वो अगर एक ही गुड को कंज्यूम कर रहा है तो एक ही को करेगा, वो दूसरे में स्विच नहीं करेगा. Then it is saying no change in fashion, taste or preferences. जब हम डिमांड पढ़ेंगे then you will relate it more. Okay, so that means what, that if the fashion changes, like these days, for example, kurtis or sarees are in fashion. After a certain time, some other clothes will be in the fashion. So preferences of the consumer also changes. Okay, then the taste and preferences, like today you are liking to have an ice cream, but tomorrow your mood will be of having some that spicy things. So the taste also changes. So these all are the normal things with any human beings. But here we are saying that while we are deriving this law, so the taste, preferences, fashion all remains constant with consumer. Okay, that is the assumption. Okay, then it is saying no change in the price of the commodity and its substitutes. Okay, so the commodity and the substitutes of that commodity for which we are deriving this law, that prices of that commodity and its substitutes also remains same. There is no change in the price of that commodity. Okay, that is also an assumption. And the last is commodity is divisible. Okay, so the commodity can be divisible. That is the last assumption. So here you have got that how we will derive this law by having this all assumptions. We are assuming this all condition and then only we are deriving this theory. Okay, let's just see the next clip.
From the table, we can say that marginal utility diminishes with every successive unit consumed. Marginal utility curve is downward sloping. After consumption of fifth unit, it becomes 0, and with sixth unit, it enters negative quadrant.
Yes, students. So here now again it is the marginal utility curve is shown with the help of the schedule. So here it is again mentioned that the different units of any good is there whose total and marginal utilities are also here. So you can see that how the total utility is increasing, okay, till fourth and fifth, okay, till fourth unit of the good consuming it is 25, okay, and every addition of consumption of unit is giving an additional utility that is in increasing manner, okay. So it is there till fifth unit of any commodities consumption. The level of satisfaction is same in fourth and fifth unit, but the marginal utility in fifth unit has come to 0, okay. That means it is like a satisfaction level is here like full, but if we are adding on consuming the goods, so we are having now the negative marginal utility and the total utility is also increasing but in decreasing manner, okay. So that only we have like plotted here in the graph that how in the first unit when the unit is got consumed, okay, first unit has got consumed, so it has derived 10 utility and the marginal utility is also 10. That means what, the level of satisfaction is very much high, so it is here, okay, we have plotted here, okay. Then here the consumption, this x-axis is showing the persons consuming per day about the different goods, and here it is in the y-axis we are showing the marginal utility, okay. So in the first is showing 10, then 8, then 5, okay, then 2, okay, and then the 0 thing, okay. So basically 0 here, okay, and like the fifth unit is consumed, and what is the marginal utility level? It is 0. So fifth unit 0, and afterwards sixth unit it is going negative. So in that way you have to understand this graph. So here it is saying from the table we can say that the marginal utility diminishes with every successive unit consumed, of course, okay, as more and more we are consuming the different goods, okay. Here basically if we are saying about the Golgappa, so as many more Golgappas we are consuming, so the marginal utility is diminishing, okay, with the every successive unit. Successive मतलब क्या, जब एक के बाद एक हम बढ़ा रहे हैं, okay. Now it is saying marginal utility curve is downward sloping. Of course it is downward sloping because in the first only it is rising and then it is sliding down, okay. So marginal utility curve is downward sloping. After consumption of the fifth unit, that is here, it becomes 0. With 6th unit it enters to the negative quadrant, okay. That we have just discussed and it is there in your book also, so please just relate it, okay. Now let's just see the next clip.
The exceptions to this law are intoxicants such as alcohol, drugs, etc., rare collection, money, misers, music, songs and poetry, reading. The limitations of this law are difficult to compare marginal utility of two units of same commodity. Deriving utility is a psychological experience. It may not be the same for all. Unrealistic assumptions.
Okay students, so now we have to discuss about the limitations and the exceptions. So in the beginning classes only I have told you that every theory is having two parts, that is the assumptions and exceptions. We have already discussed about the assumptions. While we used to derive any law, we used to assume certain conditions, that yes, this all conditions we are assuming, it used to be like this. Afterwards only the concept of any theory is derived. But whatever the theory is derived, now which all field is there in which the this law or the theory is applicable, and wherever the area where the law or the theory will not be applicable, so that is going to be category of exceptions. Okay, you people are knowing this word exceptions, where the things don't work for which we are talking. Okay, so as we have talked about that, as more and more successive units of any goods the consumer will consume, the marginal utility will be diminishing. Diminishing का मतलब होता है decreasing. Okay, बट ये लॉ कहाँ पे एप्लीकेबल नहीं रहेगा, सो दैट इज देयर इन द एक्सेप्शन. सो द फर्स्ट वन इज intoxicants. Intoxicants will include the alcohol, the smoking, that is cigarette, cigar, likewise. Okay, that means what, वहाँ पे ये चीज़ नहीं होता है. अगर if a person is alcoholic, so वो जितना पीता है उसे उतना ही ज़्यादा नशा चढ़ता है, तो इसी वजह से उस चीज़ों को हम इस लॉ में एप्लीकेबल नहीं मानते हैं. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज एन एक्सेप्शन. Then rare collection, that is the antique pieces of anything, any materials. If there is a rare collection, so more and more you will have, more and more you will feel good. Okay, so that is why it is also not applicable. Similarly, money, okay, or the miserable things, okay, or music, songs or poetry. It happens when you will listen music, so it's not like कि अरे दूसरा नहीं सुनना है, तीसरा नहीं सुनना. अगर आप फन के मूड में है तो आप enjoy करते हैं म्यूजिक. So likewise it is same here, and even in reading, it's not like that if you will not complete your whole chapter you will not get it. So it's not like that if you will read so you will get bored, you for understanding you have to complete that. So these are the things where this law will not be applicable. That is why it is mentioned in the exceptional category. So the question can also be asked like, what are the exceptions of law of diminishing marginal utility? So this all points with the explanation you have to write. Okay, apart from that, now the limitations, that means what, that every thing whichever we are discussing is having a certain boundary. Okay, like in which only they have to work. Okay, so limitations again की बाउंड्री क्या है, ये जो लॉ है वो कहाँ तक एप्लीकेबल है, क्या उसकी लिमिटेशंस है, उसके बियॉन्ड वो वर्क नहीं करेगा. So the thing is here that it is difficult to compare marginal utility of two units of same commodities. Okay, so it is saying that in this theory, while they are having this theory, it is a little bit difficult to compare the marginal utility of the two units for the same commodity. Like if 2 and 3 units are there and we are comparing, so it is like a little difficult task. Now it is saying that deriving utility is a psychological experience. It may not be same for all. Of course, what I am consuming and what is my satisfaction level can be different to you, what you are consuming and what is your satisfaction level. It is all about the psychological part, that what kind of feeling you are getting and I am getting while consuming that same good. Okay, like maybe you are feeling more excited and happy having some goods, okay, and I will not feel that much happy, I am like okay type. So that different psychology also, it's hard to find and calculate. Now it is saying that there is an unrealistic assumptions. So whatever the assumptions we have discussed, so many are like it is saying that many assumptions are unrealistic. So if the question comes that what are the limitations of the law of diminishing marginal utility, then you have to write this all point. Okay, so in that way we have discussed that what is the law of diminishing marginal utility, what is the assumption, what are the exceptions and what are the limitations. Always remember students that when question will come that define or state the law of diminishing marginal utility. So you don't have to only write the statement until and unless it is not of 2 marks. Okay, let's suppose that if the question came for 5 marks, that state the law of diminishing marginal utility. So how you have to write? First of all, you have to give the statement as it was there, that what is this law is all about. Then you have to write the assumptions. Okay, then how the schedule and graph was there, you have to mention that also. Okay, and that you have to create by yourself. It is not given in your question. You have to give the schedule as well as the graph. Afterwards you will give the exceptions and the limitation, then only the whole theory's concept is given and clear, and then only you will get the full marks. Okay, so in economics, this sort of things are required to mention. Okay, let's just see now the next clip. Okay.
Law of equimarginal utility. According to the law of equimarginal utility, other things being equal, if an individual has a limited amount of money, he will spend the same among the commodities he wishes to purchase in such a way that he derives same marginal utility from all. Also, an individual will purchase a commodity only to a point where the marginal utility of the commodity and its price are just equal. It is expressed as mu is equal to P. Here the consumer is said to be in equilibrium when the marginal utilities of commodities are proportional to their prices, or the ratio of marginal utility and price is the same for all the commodities.
Okay, now the new concept, the new law which we have to discuss here is here. It is about the law of equimarginal utility. Okay, so you have to understand this concept also. This is now the different law. It is saying now according to this law of equimarginal utility, now other things being equal. First of all, this word other things being equal means what? That what are the determinants, what are the factors which derive the marginal utility, that all will remain constant. Okay, that all will remain equal. That is what it is saying here. Okay, if an individual has a limited amount of money, he will spend the same among the commodities he wishes to purchase in such a way that he derives the same marginal utility from all. Okay, that means what here? That you are having a limited amount of money with you. Okay, and you have to purchase few items. Okay, so you will choose the preferences, the combination of that all goods in such a manner that you will get the maximum satisfaction level. Okay, and satisfaction is only here derived in terms of utility. Okay, in utility we are measuring our satisfaction level. So whatever the prices we have spent on purchasing the different goods will be equal to the utility level or the satisfaction level of R. Okay, the second it is saying also an individual will purchase a commodity sorry, only to a point where the marginal utility of the commodity and its price are just equal. Okay, so as we have seen in the schedule that after a certain time what happened, that the marginal utility becomes zero. Okay, so that is the level where a person is like satisfied fully. Okay, and afterwards if they will spend, then the satisfaction level will turn to negative and it will lead to dissatisfaction. So here this MUX is any product. Okay, MUX is equal to PX. So price of any good which we are supposing, let X be any good. So price of a good of X will be equal to the marginal utility of the good of X. Like for example, I have purchased 5 vegetables with 100 rupees. Okay, so my satisfaction level will be equal to that ki okay, I have spent 100 rupees and I have fully utilized my money while purchasing that all vegetable, because I am very much satisfied with that all 5 combination of vegetables. So that is what it is saying कि जितना पैसा खर्च किया उतना ही आपको satisfaction level मिलेगा. That is only it is saying here Px is equal to Mux. Okay. Then it is saying here the consumer is said to be in equilibrium when the marginal utilities of commodities are proportional to their prices, or the ratio of marginal utility and price is the same for all the commodities. So that means what here, that MUX, that is the marginal. अब मान लेते हैं that as I have told you that many combinations we can use. So here now we are talking about the more goods, not only the single commodity but the many commodities. So that is why MUX, okay, that is the marginal utility of any product X, will be equal to marginal utility of any product Y, and that will be equal to marginal utility per unit of money. So what money we have spent for purchasing this commodity X and Y will be equal to the money we have spent. Okay, so in that way it is saying that a consumer, according to this law, what is there, that if a consumer is spending the money to purchasing any goods, so the satisfaction level will be equal to the money which he has spent. So that only is numerically it is here expressed. We will discuss about the further details of this law, but that will be in the next class. Okay, till that time you please go through this all things from your book, and if any doubt you can ask me. Okay, for this session this much only, students.